Hi, folks. We're here with Liz Kreniak with Premier Custom Gems in Calgary, Alberta, and we are going to talk about how not to take care of your precious jewelry, custom or otherwise. Welcome, Liz. So excited to have you here.
Hi. So tips and tricks for cleaning and care.
Yes.
Um, First thing to do would be stick. Sorry. Anything with a opal or a turquoise, they are very soft. So best thing to do for any of those would be warm soap, warm water, soap, and an old toothbrush. Just very gentle brushing. So this means none of your dips that you get at Burke's, none of that, because they are very, very harsh on your stone. Another thing to do would be toothpaste is not a cleaning agent. There are grit and abrasives that are used to clean your teeth. They're not used to clean your metal. This will actually add scratches and abrasions to the stones and to the metal, and it's really not a safe thing to do. So, a really good tip and trick to get the dirt that gets underneath your diamonds and any of your other stones. Yeah, you know those little polydent tablets? Take one
Yeah.
of those. You put it into the glass with some warm water and a drop of dish soap, and that will actually bubble up underneath your stones and get it nice and shiny. And that really is the safest way to clean it. Um, Another thing for repairs, you wouldn't want your plumber working on your car. Same thing, you do not want Dad in his garage working on your diamonds. So, soldering iron is not a good way to go. Bring it in to your professional and have them do it.
Fantastic. So have you actually seen the work of a soldering iron?
Yes, I have seen some very terribly botched home jobs, not only with rings and necklaces, but with watches. And you will find your watch will not work after you've opened it and tried to change it, all the pieces on your own.
And it sounds like it's just going to be a lot more money after the fact, like after you've messed with it yourself, than having to bring it
Yes,
to a professional.
it can cause a lot of cost and a lot of heartache as well. So some of that damage cannot be replaced.
Okay, so just to recap, basically all home cleaning or sort of stuff you can get in the mall, those types of things are probably quite damaging. The only two things that you'd recommend would be warm soap and water or polydent.
The polydent and soap mixture works really well. If you do have those jewelry cleaners, they do work no more than 10 seconds in the dip. Some people think that if the longer you leave it in, the cleaner it will be. It is not the case. That stuff has chemicals in it that will etch the metal. So dip it in, dip it out, clean it off. That's all you need to do with those cleaners.
Wow, that's definitely great to know. I'm sure I'm not alone in thinking that the longer I leave it in there, the better it'll be. Um, so any tips for jewelry storage? Like I typically don't have the best places to store my jewelry, and sometimes I feel like I've lost my rings or things like that because I don't have a place to store it. What would you recommend as being the best and the safest way to keep my jewelry for safeguarding?
Um, that's a really good question. The more compartments, the better in your jewelry box. So, and it's a very important thing to keep some of your stones separate because without going too long into an explanation, some stones can scratch other stones. Keep your diamond jewelry in one spot, keep your rubies and sapphires in another spot, keep your emeralds in another spot, and keep your pearls all by themselves, far, far away from everything else. So, and that will avoid them scratching and banging into each other. And having all those organized in one spot, it's a good way to remember where everything is, too.
Fantastic. So both ways on care, repair, and maintaining the value of your investment with how to and how not to take care of your precious jewelry. Thanks so much for these tips, Liz. They're very valuable. And if we had any more questions or needed to get a hold of you, how is the best way to do that?
Oh, absolutely. We're on Twitter at Premier Gems YYC. You can email me, Liz at Premier Gems, Jeff at Premier Gems. He can help you as well. Or anywhere on the website, premiergems.ca.
Great. Thanks so much, Liz. We'll
All
talk to you
right.
next week.
Talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.